these awards are so important because people that have dedicated their lives to public service and community service should be recognized. And people that have also come back and helped in the law school or in any of the professions also should be recognized for their hard work. I think it also gives other people and alumni a reason to give back to the SLU community.
From the beginning of her career in the honors program at the Department of Justice, she has devoted her entire career to the cause of racial justice, especially in criminal justice, but even more particularly in regard to reparations. And she's not only devoted her career to it, she's used every skill that she has in accomplishing that. You can't really capture Adjoa Aiyetoro by giving a list of what she's done. You have to see her in action. And I really would encourage law students especially to tap into her work and see a master class in advocacy. Professor Aiyetoro has devoted herself in a way that I think actually epitomizes SLU Law's mission and character. Excellence in legal practice and a commitment to justice and service to others.
This honor is very fitting for Jerry. Higher calling for the greater good. Jerry has achieved the pinnacle of success in his career. He's recognized by the American College of Trial Lawyers. For years, had the largest business litigation verdict awarded to him and his client in the Midwest, if not the U.S. And so he brings to his clients and the matters that he handles all those attributes that make a very, very good lawyer. He's a great communicator. He's somebody that endears himself to clients and juries alike just through his personality. That's a great quality for a trial lawyer. Jerry's got that in spades.
Joe's a natural leader, always has been. I knew that when I first met him. And everybody who knows him would agree with me, I think. He was even then, only 4 years into the firm, it was pretty clear that he was a major leader and that he was going to be a major force in the firm. He's very good in the courtroom. He didn't ever get enough time to actually practice, he said, because he was doing so much administrative stuff. But I've tried several cases with him, and he's superb in the courtroom. He's very forceful with the jury and with the judge, and he gets his point across very quickly. And he has a way of speaking to people in their language.
Margaret is so deserving of this honor because she is truly a dedicated public servant and been so helpful in the community at large. Margaret is very unique in that I think she's the only woman that I know of in the state of Missouri who has served in all three branches of the government. I think that Margaret truly believes that we should take advantage of the educational background that we have and utilize it for the greater good. And she has done that in so many ways.
Joe is the full package. He came to us as a very accomplished lawyer. In fact, he's at the highest rating for Martindale-Hubbell as a trial attorney in the field of admiralty law. He is a scholar. He's nationally and internationally recognized as the scholar of the American Vice Presidency. In fact, there was a profile of him about, I think, 5 or 6 years ago in the New York Times, and his wife had the greatest quote. She said he's like an exotic flower that blooms every 4 years.
Professor Goldstein, he was the kind of professor that made you want to rise to his high expectations of what you could do.
So the Jesuits talk a good game, but Joel Goldstein really lives it. There's this idea of being a person for others. And Joel, and I have to say, his wife Maxine as well, just radiate that in the time that they give to other people, and the time that they spend.
Teaching is really important to him. Like, of course, he's a nationally renowned scholar on the vice presidency, but I think those relationships with his students are what really motivated him and, kept him engaged in the subject matter. And so even now, which is 12 years after I graduated from law school, he's still teaching, right? He's still offering advice on how to be, a good lawyer and a good person.
Oh, Rudy has done an enormous amount of things for the law school. Really, everything from helping with what was then the new building, Morrissey, his support for the clinical programs, and he really pushed the important part so that students could really work on impactful litigation, real clients for the students, not just hypothetical ones.
Rudy never has claimed credit for anything he's done for the law school, for any other of the law schools he's had. He's been able to accomplish a lot because he doesn't need credit for it. One of the things he never takes credit for is that it was Rudy that suggested that we develop a health law center. And so we did, but it was because it was Rudy's idea to do so. So I think he needs to be recognized as one of the founders of the Health Law Center.
One of the things that I think makes Becky an outstanding candidate for Fleur de Lis is that, she was one of the pioneer women litigators in our firm at a time when there weren't very many women in the firm at all. Now, of course, people have come along and life is very different. But it was very important, I think, for her to be a trailblazer. She showed that she could successfully build a practice. She was a great litigator. She was somebody who went to court. And, sometimes that's unusual among litigators, but she actually had a full practice. And plus, she was a mentor.
Judge Jamison has always been a man for others. When they asked for a description of Judge Jamison, he just simply would say, he's kind. A kind man, a kind human being, a kind judge, somebody interested in helping others. Indeed, he helped our community. Indeed, he's made all of us better. Judge Jamison is a judge's judge. We all strive to be like him.
She's always giving back, always looking for ways for herself to give back and looking for ways to involve other people and give them opportunities to give back. I just think this award was made for her. Every day she is living the mission of SLU and is what is just an inspiration to all the other alums.
You mentioned Marie Kenyon. She's a saint. She really is. She has brought us a conscience. She is persistent in making sure that we adhere and live by our values. And so I think it's really appropriate to be honoring her.
To see all these alumni who are doing amazing things in a whole variety of ways, not one way. It just makes you really understand the impact of this law school in the middle of the country and how it impacts all these systems, all these people. It's the most special award. It's the most special award.